Hello and good morning on this fine Wednesday. I hope you have been having a wonderful week, and I'm so glad you joined me today for our weekly style snack. Every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, I go live and share a style snack with you. And today's is 5 tips for a successful closet clean out. And they're not the kind of tips that maybe you've heard before. Um, but first, I want to welcome all of our new members to our community. We're constantly getting new people joining us, and we're so thrilled you're here. We hope you'll feel comfortable jumping in and sharing. This is a safe, kind space, and it's also a place that you can get away from the madness that's going on right now. We all need a break from that sometimes. Get away from the hard news and the hard things that are happening right now and give yourself a break. And you can do that here as well. And we're thrilled you joined us and hope you'll feel right at home. So, what I want for you is to close your eyes, but not if you're doing something dangerous. No, not if you're driving and not if you're chopping vegetables or anything like that. But if you can, close your eyes, and I want you to imagine walking into your dream closet. I'm not talking about chandeliers and custom cabinetry and faux fur or leopard rugs and a chaise, like none of that. I'm talking about a clean, organized closet only full of items that you love, that suit you, that fit you, that are in great shape, and they're easy to get to. The hangers are separated, they're not packed together. You don't need a machete to get to them. I want you to just feel the contentment that washes over you every time you walk into that space. And now I want you to imagine what it will take you to get there. Did you hear that record scratch? Did anyone else's imagination just go? Closet cleanouts are daunting. The current trend, but a lot of us are doing it right now, right? We have time, we're at home, or even if we don't have time, we're at home more and we're seeing it more and it's driving us crazier and we just want to clean out our closets, but it's daunting, it's overwhelming. The current trend with closet cleanouts right now is to sprint a marathon. Do it all right now. Do it or die trying. And that works for some people, it does. I have my moments when that works for me, but that doesn't work for everyone all the time. And we all want that clean, organized closet with items that we love, but the hurdles to get from here to there are enough to tempt you to get into your closet, grab the matches, and start a bonfire in the backyard. Maybe if we burn it all and start from scratch. I have literally said those words to my husband about just purging our house. What if we just burned it all down, started over, and didn't buy anything? It's tempting, but it's not necessary. You can see my house is still standing. And purging your closet doesn't have to be painful. I've got 5 tips that will make it easier for you to have a successful closet cleanout. You still have to do the same work, but it doesn't have to be punishing, and it doesn't have to be overwhelming, and it doesn't have to make you want to cry just thinking about it. So my first tip is break it up. It's so easy to want it done instantly. I'm so impatient. Once I decide I want something, I want it right now. I want it yesterday. And sometimes that desire just leads to overwhelm and shutdown. I dive in. How many times have you pulled everything out of your closet, made a huge mess in your bedroom, gotten overwhelmed by all of it, abandoned your project, and slept on the couch for a week because you just couldn't even face it? And then you put it all back there without purging anything because you just can't. You can't. So it's easy for me to get stuck in that all or nothing of I have to do it all, I have to do it all right now, and it has to be perfect, which will stop me from starting because I don't have that huge chunk of time to devote to it. And if I do, I have made that huge mess and gotten so overwhelmed I can't even face it. I don't even know where to start with this big mess. So break it up into sections or time increments. And let me give you some examples of how that could look for you, because it can be different for everybody. You could break it up by one season at a time. You can do one section of your closet at a time, one category at a time, whatever is logical in your closet. So my closet is organized by sections and seasons. So it's easy for me to just go through my summer tops because they're all here together. And it's easy for me to go through my winter pants because they're all here together. Maybe you just pick a category instead. I'm going to do my t-shirts, or I'm going and then do another day, do your sweaters, and then do your blouses, and then do your tank tops, and break up one category into smaller chunks and just do one a day. So if your closet isn't organized like mine, which a lot of people's aren't, it's just something I've always done. No one taught me to do it. I just have to. You could also pick a time limit and days and schedule it in. So for example, you could say 15 minutes every evening before bed. I'm just going to start at the front and work as far as I can for 15 minutes and then be done. Or say I'll do it 30 minutes on Saturday and Sunday on the weekend. Each day I have time. You could also commit to going through 20 or 30 pieces per day. And yes, that is going to take longer, and you won't get that immediate satisfaction, but you'll get the satisfaction. And that's the point, rather than either not starting at all or crashing and burning. So the point is, choose how you want to break it up and then stick to it. It's so easy. Just think about it like a new workout, right? You're motivated. You've been watching infomercials. You got your new workout gear. You are going to kill it. And that first day, you do like an hour and a half workout and you're pumped. And then the next day, you can't walk. You're so sore and you're like, I don't have an hour and a half every day to work out. And every day when you're like, it's time for my workout, and you're like, oh, I don't have an hour and a half, and I couldn't even walk for a week after that, so I'm not going to do it. It's the same thing with this. So if you set your new workout routine for this 30-minute thing or this 2-mile run or whatever, you stick to it that first day, even though you're excited. You stick to it so that you can continue the following days. It's the same with this. Don't get excited on day one and be like, forget the 15 minutes, I'm doing this. And 5 hours later, you're back in the mess that you swore you weren't going to make. And now you've got to clean up because you can't find your bed. And now you're overwhelmed and you're done. Not done purging, you're just done with the idea. So break it up. Don't do how you think you should do it. Be honest with yourself and choose breaking it up in a way that you will actually do. Even if it takes longer to do it, at least it'll happen. Tip number 2 is to choose your method. And in my mind, I'm sure there are plenty of other methods, but the 2 methods that I'm thinking of, the first one is they're methods of attack. And it's really very individual what will work for you. So if you're the type of person that needs a boost, go for the quick win. Pick an easy category like shoes, pajamas, socks. Pick one that's got a smaller number that isn't emotionally charged and tackle that one first. You'll feel so accomplished and motivated to keep going on the following days. And that momentum might just be exactly what you need to jumpstart you. So if that's you, Go for the quick win. The second plan of attack is to eat the frog. And that means do the thing that you're dreading and do it first to get it out of the way. So pick the category that you just think, I can't even do that one. That is the thing that I'm dreading. And if seeing it down the end of the road is going to stop you from moving forward, do it first. So it's the big one, the biggest section, or maybe it's the emotional one, or maybe it's just the tricky one. Get it out of the way. And that can free you up mentally and emotionally to finish the rest. Once that one's done and it's not waiting for you at the end, then the rest is a breeze and you'll feel very accomplished. So, each of us is very different, and this is what I used to do with my homework back in school. Some days I needed a quick win just to get me going. And some days I just needed to get that term paper written and off my mind and out of my way and clear up my brain. So, it will vary from person to person and day to day. Just be honest with yourself about it and pick the one that will help you keep going or even just get started. The third tip is go for the obvious first. This is sort of, I guess you could call this another plan of attack or another way of breaking it up, but there are things that they just don't require any thought. They need to go. So some examples would be if there's an item that you have put on and taken off repeatedly, it's a no. It's got to go. You don't love it. So do yourself a favor and say goodbye. The second is to anything that you pick up, pull out to consider. Does it have any rips, holes, stains, fading, excessive pilling, or any other signs of disrepair that can't be repaired or that you haven't repaired? You've known about them and they've been sitting there for a long time and you're not going to do it soon. These are items that aren't even fit to donate. Just get rid of them. They can go straight in the garbage. You don't have to decide what to do with them. Have a garbage sack because we all have things like there. I said goodbye to some t-shirts this summer because after looking at them, I've worn them so much that they just aren't fit to wear anymore. They're just worn out like that. So into the garbage they go. Guilt-free, you're out of there. Anything that doesn't fit you and you aren't willing to pay to have it altered or it can't be altered, let it go. If it's more than one size too big or too small, it can't be altered. That's too much to take in or let it out. And honestly, these days, most clothes don't have the seam allowance to let out clothes or to let out the size. And so most things can't be let out and made bigger. They can be taken in up to one size, usually, sometimes two, but usually the rule of thumb is one. And it's tempting to hold on to clothes that are too small because you might fit in them someday. But the truth is, by then, you're going to want something different. Even if you love classic style like I do, there are details that change. And by the time you reach your goal, you're going to want something else, especially if those clothes have been sitting there for a while. Little things and big things change, and it isn't what you remember it. I've done this before. I had 5 kids in 3 years. I was basically pregnant for 4 years. And there were clothes that I held on to thinking, and when I'm not pregnant and nursing anymore, I'm going to wear that. And when I finally had, after baby number 5, and she was weaned and all that, and then I pulled them out thinking I was going to wear them. No, I didn't want them. Things had changed and I needed different things. So just let them go. If you've had it for a while and it still has the tags on it, if its appropriate season has come and gone, because I love to buy things on end of season clearance too, but if you bought it at the end of winter season clearance and the following winter has come and gone and you still haven't worn it, just let it go. There's something you don't like about it. There's a reason the tags are still on. And the last example I'll give you is, does it match your lifestyle? This is a huge trap I fell into. I worked in corporate business world for years. And when I chose to leave that career to become a stay-at-home mom, I didn't have the wardrobe for that. And I didn't know what to wear, like as I didn't have any casual clothes. I love dressy clothes. They're my favorite. And I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know what I liked. So I kept buying dressy clothes and holding on to the dressy clothes that I had because that was all I knew. And what if I was going to wear them somewhere? It wasn't appropriate for being a stay-at-home mom of triplets and then 2 more. So I never wore those suits. Like, where was I going to wear a suit? Anyway, I finally purged them years later. I held on to those corporate clothes. I mean, I've kept some pencil skirts and heels and things because that's what I wear to church, but all the suits and all that, it took me a long time to let them go. It did. But acknowledging that that does not match my lifestyle, I have nowhere to wear those ever, it's time to let them go. So those are just a few examples of the obvious things that you don't even have to stop and think about. You can just purge them. No mental gymnastics necessary. My 4th tip is to know your style. I would say maybe the biggest challenge of a closet clean out is you don't even know what you like. It really can trip you up. And how do you know what to keep and what to purge if you don't know what you love and what you don't love? Do I like it, or do I think I should like it? Does this make me look and feel amazing, or did I buy it because it was on sale and too good to pass up? And the trick here is to be honest with yourself. I keep saying that, but that might be hidden tip number 6, is to be honest with yourself as you're going through this. Because I was the clearance rack queen. I bought things for years only because they were such a good deal. How could I not? And then they would hang in my closet with the tags on them. Never wore them because I didn't actually like them. They were a great deal, or I bought them because I thought I should like them because everybody else likes it. It's what's in style. So now I have it, but I don't want to wear it because I don't like it. I have a free masterclass that helps with this called 5 Steps to Find the Right Clothes for You. And it will help you figure those things out. It comes with a free workbook that you can download and use that to go through your closet and through the steps yourself on your own time instead of frantically trying to think through it while I'm talking. And it's free. And once you know your style, these 5 steps really help you dial that in. And it is so much easier to clean out your closet when you know what you like and what you don't like. It's so much easier. You don't have to stop and say, well, should I keep it? I mean, it does still have the tags on it, but I really haven't had a chance to wear it because, or I might wear it if this happens, and I did pay money for that. You can immediately say, actually, I don't like pattern shirts with chest pockets because it disrupts the pattern. That's a hang up of mine that a lot of you know about. Ooh, it makes me batty. I just picked off some chest pockets on a new button-up top that I got. And I think some of you mentioned it when I showed it to you. I picked them off. They're gone. I feel so much better. But now I know I cannot cope with chest pockets on a patterned, I don't like chest pockets, period, but on a patterned top where it disrupts the pattern, no. And sometimes they can be picked off and sometimes they can't. So just things like that where you can just say, yeah, no, I don't like things that have this. It's got to go. Or I love things like this. It's a keeper. So knowing your style will help you so much. And I'll leave the link to that free masterclass so that you can watch it and you can get the free workbook that goes with it. My 5th tip for a successful closet clean out is give yourself permission. It might surprise you, but closet clean outs are packed with emotions and they're often unexpected. Being taken by a surprise like that can derail you. Guilt, shame, sadness, anger, it all comes bubbling up during a closet purge. And it's tempting to keep everything to avoid those feelings. So first, it helps to know that it's coming. And second, if you can name and acknowledge those feelings, it will give you power. I feel shame because I spent money on that and 2 years later, it still has the tags on it and I've never worn it. I feel shame for wasting money. I feel guilty getting rid of that because it was a gift, but I don't like it. It's just, it doesn't suit me. It's not for me, but I don't want to hurt the gift giver's feelings or, this is how I remember them. And I feel guilty getting rid of it. I feel sad because my body has changed and these things don't fit anymore. All of these are normal feelings. They will come up. Yours might look different. Those were just 3 that I've personally experienced. They're normal. It's normal to feel this. And if you acknowledge them and name them, it steals their power. And once you do that, you can give yourself permission to let go of those things. So I hope, a lot of you are in that closet clean out mode. Like, I just seriously still just want to burn the house down. I have 6 kids and they have so much stuff. Every time we clean it out, I swear they bring 10 things in for everything we purge. So I get it. I do. And being home all the time is even more obvious to me how much I want less stuff. And so you don't have to get the matches. Put the matches down. You've got this. And these 5 tips will get you going. So I hope they were helpful. I would love to know if any of these tips made you go, that is what has been stopping me, or that is the thing that is going to get me going. So if you learned something from this, if something here really spoke to you, I would love to hear about it. And I'm going to go ahead and answer the comments, read the comments and answer any questions. Veronica says, evening, honey. Hi, Veronica. She calls me honey, and I like it. Annette says, hello from Arizona. Hello, Annette. Diana says, good morning, April. I love your blouse color. Well, thank you. This is from the summer wardrobe guide, and this purple is so hard to find. So I was thrilled to get it. Vivian says, hello. Hello, Vivian. Connie says, hello, April. I love the earrings. Thank you. I love these too. They were a gift from a friend. I admired them on her, and she gave them to me. She said, they really aren't me, but they're so you. And so I love to think about my friend Jane every time I wear these. So Jane, if you're watching, thank you, and I love them. Pat says, hey, Pat. Annette says, I'm in the middle of cleaning out my closet. Go you, Annette. I would love to know if any of these tips helped you, or I would love to know what your obstacles have been, if you've had anything derail or trip you up. Irene says, good morning. Well, hello. Good morning, Irene. Marcy says, great topic. Well, thank you. I hope it was helpful. Suzanne is here. Hi, Suzanne. Di says, I love the purple today. Well, thank you, Di. Janet says, good idea. I have so many socks and hardly ever wear them. I'll start there. 2 drawers of socks. Oh, Janet, I love socks. Crazy socks. I love them. I have a whole collection of them, but I did go through and purge. I do go through and purge them. I purged them again this winter. There are some, some of them had just worn out, but I'm really picky about the fit of my socks. And so even some of them that I loved the pattern, I don't like how they fit my feet. And so I got rid of them. But socks, that's a great place to start. Linda says, oops, it bumped on me. That's my problem. Great clothes, even with tags on that are too small. Still hopeful. Well, Linda, this isn't saying you won't reach your goal, because you will. But those clothes are not, if it's been more than a few years, especially right now, we're going through a huge style transition, a silhouette transition. Those clothes aren't what you remember them being. I speak from experience. I remember how cute they were then when that was the style. And then when I put them on when they did fit, I had forgotten what subtle changes had happened along the way that they don't work now. Some clothes I've had for 10, 15, 20 years, and other clothes, no. So, if they're just a source of guilt hanging in your closet, making you feel ashamed or guilty, they're not helping you. And getting rid of them is not giving up. You'll still get where you want to be. And when you do, you can get some things that you love now. See, Pat says, my problem is that I buy it because it is such a good deal. I even do this at the thrift store. Pat, I was the same way. I don't do it anymore. I mean, I still catch myself sometimes, especially if it's a brand I love and it's a really good deal. But then I stop myself. I don't actually like that. I do love that brand, but I don't like this item or something that's just super popular. So I've been there, and I'm like, if you want to stop that, you can. I really, really, really focus on quality now and quantity instead of quantity, and only getting things that I truly love. Everything in my closet is my favorite. I say that all the time. But I've stopped doing that, and it feels awesome. And I saved myself a ton of money. And now I take that same money and I can buy much nicer things because I'm buying fewer of them. And now I get the clothes I really, really want because I have not frittered away my money on all those good deals that I never wear. So they're actually terrible deals. Marcy says, this workbook is great in helping determine what's best for your style. Well, thank you, Marcy. So Marcy has seen my masterclass and used the workbook. And I hear it from so many of you that you love that masterclass, that it was really helpful, and that the workbook really helped you figure out, find the right clothes for you. A Facebook user, so if there's a link at the top, and if you don't click it, I can't see your name, so it just shows me Facebook user. I still wear a sundress I've had for over 20 years. I kept it through all the years when I got too heavy to fit into it. Now I'm thrilled to be able to wear it again. It's a unique style, and I've never seen another one like it. While my lifestyle is messy, I do get several occasions a year to wear my cocktail dresses each year, so I keep all my favorite cocktail dresses, but I have quite a few. I just don't know which ones to purge and which ones to keep, as I love them all. So I have, like I said, I have clothes that I've had in my closet for 10, 15, 20 years, and I love them and I wear them and they're classic, and I'm not going to let go of them until I have to. So, there are those special, I call them unicorn items, right? And it sounds like special occasion wear is a different category. I'm talking about your everyday clothes. I don't have a cocktail dress anymore, but I did, but I had to get rid of it. It didn't fit me. But I do have some special occasion things. Like I have some things that I only wear to holiday parties at Christmas time, right? Those aren't, so cocktail dresses, yeah, that comes up sometimes. And when you need one and you can't find the right thing. So it's better to keep that one in the closet. I'm talking about everyday stuff that would be part of your everyday wardrobe. And obviously use your own good judgment. If there's something super special like that you just kick yourself in the pants for purging, then keep it. Don't get rid of anything because I said so. These are all tips. They're not rules. They're meant to help you and give you ideas and encourage you. And so you don't have to clean out your closet at all. These are just for anyone who wants to clean out their closet and they're struggling and they need some help getting through it. And you can use one of the tips or none of the tips. So Keep whatever you want to, but if you are trying to purge and struggling, then I hope these help. Di says, oh, it bumped on me, doing socks and tights right now. It's a great category to start on because there usually aren't many emotions tied to socks, and they're at a price point that you're not going to feel guilty about, and they show their wear. Like it's an easy category to get you going, and then you're like, yeah, I feel so much better now that, like, look at how great my socks drawer looks. I'm ready to take on the next thing. Carla says, giving myself permission has been a huge help during this extra time at home. So much in the donation pile that it should have gone long ago. Carla, that's great. I know giving yourself permission, I mean, it sounds simple, but it's so true. We're harder on ourselves than anyone else. And, sometimes my husband says that my expectations are so high that no one could ever meet them, even me. Like, my expectations for myself, what I expect of myself, no one could ever meet those expectations, even me. And so giving myself permission for things like this is really hard, but it's helpful. Patty says, hi, hello. Irene says, do you just donate the clothes? Some I donate, and but a lot of them I sell in my Poshmark closet. So if you've never heard me talk about Poshmark before, it's a website where people sell their gently used and a lot of times new with tags, clothing, shoes, accessories, and it's actually a great way to alleviate the guilt, because if you're selling it, you can recoup some of that money. I mean, you're not going to get what you paid for it. That's not what it's for. People there expect at least a 50% discount off of what retail would have been. It needs to be a good deal, right? And if holding on to it to sell on Poshmark is going to also derail you, then just donate it. But I've been doing that for years, and so I have a Poshmark closet and everything there's organized. And anyway, so for me, it works, and for others it might be overwhelming, or it might just make you stop in your tracks and make a different mess in a different room. I've written some articles about Poshmark, how to use it, how to buy, how to sell, and then some things that I've showing some things that I've purchased there. Linda says, I keep clothes because they fit even if I don't like them. Thanks for the idea to give myself permission to let them go. Linda, you're not alone. So many of us do that. So many do. And you're welcome. Give yourself permission. Sage says, hi, April from Kansas City. The masterclass was a huge help to me. Thank you for all you do. Tip number 5 is great too. Sage, thank you. I appreciate that. I love hearing that. It's a great masterclass. I love sharing it. And I'm so glad it was helpful for you. And I'm glad that you loved tip number 5. Suzanne says, I received my new dusty coral jean jacket. It's gorgeous. Oh, Suzanne, we can't wait to see the picture of it. I hope you can share that soon. Mirka says, excellent tips again. Well, thank you, Mirka. Carla says, I agree that this helps with the tip to focus on quality over quantity. Allowed myself a little splurge on the red tea from the summer guide, and it's so good. Much better than something I would typically pick up for less. Carla, I love that. And I'm so glad that quality over quantity is helping you, because I really do just love everything in my closet. I feel so satisfied. And I do, those nicer things last me longer. I mean, I do have I have a t-shirt right here from Target. Love this t-shirt. Love it. And it will last me for quite a while, and I'm thrilled to have it. But there are other things that I have purchased that just the better quality means they will last longer. And actually buying, you don't have to spend a lot of money on quality. This is a different topic, and I've talked about it in other days. And so I won't dive into that here, but just buying only what I truly, truly love whether it's $5 or $50, that criteria is there. I don't put a dollar amount on, well, if it's not at least $50, I'm not buying it because it's not good quality. That is not the truth. You can get great things very inexpensively, but I don't buy it just because it's a great deal, and I don't buy it just because it's expensive. My criteria is, do I love it, and does it suit me? Does it fit my lifestyle? Can I wear it? Will I wear it? And that frees up my budget to buy the things that I truly love. Pat says, I still have socks my daughter wore in high school. She's 43. Pat, do her and yourself a favor and just check them. She doesn't want them. She's got other socks, and you don't need them. You've got socks too. Irene says, I just joined and need help knowing what to do to get started. Is that the masterclass? Well, Irene, it depends on what you just joined. So I have my community. I have my the Capsule Wardrobes for Classic Style Facebook group, which is free and anyone can join. I have the Perfectly Put Together Find Your Style course, and then I have the Stunning Style Society. So it depends on what you just joined, but the masterclass is free. It's for anybody to watch, and anyone can watch that. So I hope that helps. All right, those are all the questions and comments I see. If sometimes Facebook just doesn't show them to me until after, so if I missed yours, I apologize, but I want to thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this midweek break. I always enjoy coming in here on Wednesdays with you, and I will be back next Wednesday with another style snack for you at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.